guys. Welcome to ZTV Live for Make It Alexandria. I am so excited to have you guys here. We apologize for the delay. A little bit of a technical difficulty on our end, but we are ready to go. I am here with CJ Cross. We're at Hop Sunshine in Delray, and if you haven't been here, it is such a fun place to be. And tonight we're doing dinner in DIY. So I don't know if he knows this, but I'm gonna force some crafts onto him. It's gonna be amazing. And so we'll get to our DIY in just a little bit. But you guys, CJ, thank you so much, first of all, for allowing us to invade your space and to take over for dinner and DIY tonight.
Thank you very much for joining us here at Hop Sunshine. As some of you folks know, we have definitely been doing crafts out of the restaurant pre-COVID and during COVID, and so to be able to actually do this nice event like this, it's awesome. It's pretty nice now that everybody, at least the two of us, are both fully vaccinated, and our entire staff is now fully vaccinated as well, so we can actually start doing things together again, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It's been a long ride.
It's been a long ride, and you guys, if you haven't been to the patio at Hop Sunshine, it's this beautiful beer garden that you have created here. And I was wondering if you would just tell us a little bit about the vision and how you got started with this.
So Hop Sunshine, the initial plan was my business partners, Matt Ruvergaren and Abe Hadismayu. Abe previously owned the restaurant that was here before, and with the changes in the neighborhood, decided that, beer was the way to go with the next concept he was going to do here. And Matt and I have known each other since high school. We both grew up in the area, and he asked if I could help him come up with a good concept for the place. And that's kind of how we came up with Hop Sunshine and our little secret beer garden back here.
It really is a secret oasis. And had you been in the restaurant business? Is this your first?
So I've worked in restaurants since the mid-90s. I'll be honest, I got out of restaurants for about 7 or 8 years. I was doing marketing for them and everything like that. But, it's one of those industries that pulls you back in. And when Matt invited me to join in with the group, which is Creative Art Concepts, we've got several restaurants on the way. When he asked me to join, I'm like, sure, I'd love to join you. My only request is that I get to, be on the planning side and, helping create things rather than just, behind the bar yet.
I think that's really important. I feel like there's a lot of ownership just in terms of the pre-production into the launch itself, in terms of like really getting to shape the culture that is going to happen here. You guys can't see it, but there's a lovely crowd here tonight. Of course, the weather's gorgeous, and so it's really a community space that we've created.
It's really like one of the first things, and I was amazed at how quickly it happened. Hop Sunshine is definitely a neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
I would say 75 to 80% of our customers walk to here from the neighborhoods behind us. We're kind of at the intersections of Delray, Arlandria, Chiralagua, and so it's a place where families come to meet up. We have like these groups of families that all come, bring all their kids together, and they're all in this corner together and having fun. The kids are running around, chasing each other around, and we're very lucky to be in a great neighborhood like Delray.
I have to say, as a parent myself, I'm so thankful for this family environment. My kids are all here as well, behind the scenes. And not only that, but we've been here pre-COVID, where you have dump trucks for the kids to play in the gravel and the dirt. And I just appreciate that yes, you're really catering to some grown-ups, but you've got the family in mind as well.
Well, when Matt and I were planning out, both Matt and myself both have children. My kids are 2 years old and 4 years old, and we wanted it to be a place that we both wanted to be working as well as be here on our off time. And when you got kids, you gotta have a place where it's family friendly. And so, those dump trucks, a lot of those dump trucks and those toys, which I hope to bring back soon, my mother-in-law actually snagged those from a consignment market for us. And, it's our kids love playing with them, and they always ask when they can come here and play with them. Actually, they left about half an hour ago. They were here a few minutes ago.
I actually got to meet his children. It was really fun, and they were playing, and our kids are the same age. So I just appreciate that, and I actually really agree with that, which is why I brought my kids to work this evening. So
yeah, see them hiding in the background.
And so in terms of having this neighborhood hub, this neighborhood's hotspot, what is kind of your view on being a member of this community and, you know, in terms of your relationship with other small businesses and just kind of where are you at that?
So one of the first things I noticed about working in Delray, you know, I helped build a restaurant, you know, in here in about the 6 months prior to the opening, tying the draft lines together, installing the equipment and everything. And through that time, I was going and I was just bellying up at the bars around here after finishing a hard day, hard night of working on things. I got to talk to all the bartenders, the servers, the restaurant owners, and it's just a great community. You know, I'll get texts. I have text conversations going on with almost every restaurant owner in Delray. You know, when they do something awesome, I make sure to, you know, tell them it's awesome. I try to drop into the restaurants as often as possible. If they see something or hear something that they're like, well, you know, if they're concerned about, you know, they heard something going on, they'll message me and, you know, they're like, hey, you know, I just want to make sure, you know, we know what's going on. And it's great. You know, we work together. I'm very much looking forward to Taste of Delray coming back. So we've got that coming up. It's going to be weekend long, served out of the restaurants rather than in a common space this time. But, you know, I really look forward to collaborating with the other businesses in the area.
That's so important, I think, and I think it's one of the things that really sets apart Alexandria. I could be wrong and I could be biased, but I think that that is one of the things that makes this city so special. And so even though you might have competitors down the street, they're not really. That's your community.
It's like you're playing in a sport. You know, you guys are hard competitors. You're going to work your butts off to do the best job you can. But when the game's over, you're going to go out and grab a beer together. So, you know.
But cheers to that. Yeah. And so to that point, I think that we've already talked about how you really had a strong hand in creating this environment, and it is such a really fun environment. But talk to me then a little bit about kind of the nitty-gritty about crafting the menu and things like that, because I think one of the things that sometimes takes people by surprise, I bring them here, I'm like, guys, you've got to check this place out. It's so much fun. And they're like, okay, yeah, good beer selection, great. Moonshine, oh, that's fun. And then they look at your menu and they think, oh, okay, you've really got some elevation happening here. So talk to me about where your inspiration was for that.
So the grilled cheeses themselves, I'll give credit to Matt. He was the one who said he wanted to do grilled cheeses. And the wings are definitely me. I have been a buffalo wing aficionado since I was probably in high school or such. You know, I love the hottest sauces out there. I love the creative flavors. But so, you know, Matt wanted to do the grilled cheeses. He had certain ones he wanted to do. I had, you know, sandwiches that I'd fallen in love with. I've worked in restaurants around the country. I've worked in 7 different states, you know, and tried different recipes in different places. And we can literally trace back almost every one of our sandwich recipes back to an experience we had someplace else. And then once we decided on the grilled cheeses, we went at it on perfecting them. We tried, you know, we did them with butter, we did them with mayonnaise, we did them with olive oil, we did a blend of things. We tested different breads, different thicknesses of breads, what temperature you're cooking it at. We went down into the nitty-gritty, into every little detail. And, you know, Matt would invite like his friends over to so we previously had Tyson's Beer Garden running, and we were testing recipes there. He'd invite all his friends over, and we would just literally like 6 different sandwiches, just a different little variable each time. And we just wanted to get everything as perfect as possible on these sandwiches. And we've thoroughly enjoyed, you know, providing some amazing grilled cheese sandwiches.
I think that your dedication to the work on the front end really shows. It really shows. They're delicious. And my kids, again, your menu is a little bit elevated, and my kids are like, oh yeah, your food is so good. That would be amazing. I'm going to talk about some of your hot dog selections, because I think they're a little bit fun as well. You have some really interesting combos there.
Yeah.
And so I just enjoy that because I think it's just something a little outside the box. Again, it's not your typical bar food, even though it's wings and there are some burgers and maybe some fries, but you also have menus that are very, for the different diets, they're very friendly. And you have, I think, a keto specific menu, for example.
So, I keep on referring to him. My business partner, Matt, decided to go on the keto diet 1 month before we opened the restaurant. and you're opening a grilled cheese sandwich restaurant, and you're doing keto. So he went out and bought a dozen different types of keto bread and tried them all over the course of a period of time. Refined it down. He will not. I am not ready to tell anybody where we get our bread from, because it is honestly, I'll eat it myself, and I could not any of the other bread I wouldn't do. I have worked in restaurants my entire life. I have had friends and roommates, and so there have been others who had certain dietary restrictions. And I kind of love the challenge of trying to be able to cater to different people, whether it's the keto diet or gluten-free or vegetarian, vegan. One of our bartenders is pescatarian, so I try to do we do the barbecue menu out here sometimes. I try to do a lot of fish and salmon and shellfish, stuff like that out of the menu. You know, it's fun to have that challenge, to be that host that, oh, you're this, we got you covered. So.
I think it's just another example of you really welcoming everybody and saying, like, okay, we see you, and we're going to actually cater to you in actually a very literal sense of the word. So I think it's amazing. And again, I'll probably say this a few more times, but if you haven't been down here, you need to come check out this space. And as we have gone on, there's just more and more people that are showing up.
Yeah.
Have you seen kind of business return to normal, bounce back, now that we're allowed in these open spaces again?
So, yeah, I mean, we were lucky to have gotten a lot of support from the community, especially the Alexandria Curbside Facebook group right when COVID hit, with our family meals and all that stuff on carryout. And we've definitely seen our carryout business is still doing great, but I'd say I kind of give the inflection point as being, the turning point as being right around St. Patrick's Day. People decided they were going back out again, but I also feel like that was right around when people were getting their second shot. And talking with customers, and now that everybody can get their COVID vaccine, we're definitely seeing a lot more people. They're a lot more comfortable being a little bit closer to other people and everything. But yeah, it's definitely been a major influx recently. We're planning for the future. We're still trying to follow every single regulation we have for the current situation. But I feel like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel right now in terms of people not wanting to dine in.
Well, hopefully that is the turning point. And I would agree with you. It's starting to seem like business is back to normal. Getting there.
It's getting there. I mean, we definitely have a limited number of tables we can have in our dining area. We still can't seat it, like they're allowing seating at the bar, but the size of our restaurant, it's not conducive. We can't seat the tables and seat the tables at the bar. But it's every time the governor goes on TV, it's they're relaxing one thing or another, and every time I look forward to finding out what we're able to do new. So,
speaking of trying things new,
here we go.
I'm forcing crafts upon you.
All right.
So those of you that are joining along at home, I put that what you needed on the website, and there are folks in the audience that are joining us, and so they have their little kit. And it was magazine roulette. So as we open this, I could be Economist. So it's a little dry. I'm gonna make it work.
Studied in college.
Both of us, yeah. And so, guys, we're not doing this old school. This is actually in celebration of Earth Day, which we're going to continue to talk about. And and so we have, of course, a lot of makers and even CJ himself that work really hard to try to be sustainable and to have initiatives that are really better for our environment, better for our community. And so I would love for you to talk about some of the ways that, I think I know a few that your restaurant tries to kind of be earth friendly. But as we do that, I'm going to cut and work at the same time so that you at home know what's going on. If you wanted to do the Virginia, which this was my example, you guys may have seen that, then you have this little printout. I chose this one because it's not as detailed as maybe some of the other maps of Virginia.
Corners.
Right. And then you just need, it could be a cracker box, it could be a cereal box. It's just that thinner cardboard that you're looking for, but instead of pitching it in the trash, I am going to take it, you could lay this over top and glue it and then cut it. I'm just going to freehand it because I'm loud and that's how things roll. So I'm just going to kind of hold it there and cut along the edge. And we see some folks behind us that are joining in. And so you don't actually, I just chose Virginia because, you guys know I'm a little bit crazy about lovely local and where I live. And so I'm going to
leaving Delmarva off of it though.
I know. I don't know how to attach it.
Yeah.
So we love all parts of Virginia, but yeah, sorry guys, I'm getting cut off. And then we're going old school because I don't know about you guys, but I have a ton of magazines at home, and I have access to our community library that generously donated a ton of magazines. And so, what do you do with like all that glossiness? And some of it's really beautiful, and it's almost a shame to throw it away. And so, CJ, while I'm cutting, would you mind just maybe talking about some of the things that you do around here that are kind of earth-friendly?
So when we first opened, you have to admit that we had the regular styrofoam to-go containers. I learned within like the first month of being open that Delray is very environmentally conscious, and we very quickly switched over to environmentally friendly to-go containers. We actually just made another shift about 2 months ago over to even lighter weight, more compostable to-go containers. You might notice, I'm not sure if you can see her cup from here, but our friends over at Jose Cuervo created agave straws. So they're really made out of agave sugars and fibers and stuff like that. So fully compostable straws. And then, we try our best to properly source our ingredients. One of those might be one of our best partners in whiskey would be Catoctin Creek, which is located right out in, Loudoun County. Drawing a blank on the exact city right now. First of all, Virginia. It's on the barrel. We've got one of their barrels, so we use their barrels for things, but then they are also, I believe, 100% wind, either wind or recyclable energy supported. Some of the breweries we work with, including Hardywood, source their grains from and hops and honeys, stuff like that, from the state of Virginia. And any chance we get to, I'm not going to say every single ingredient we have is going to be, the perfect thing. Sometimes things cost 4 times as much if you want to go environmentally friendly. But where we can, we're going to most definitely do our best for our community and our environment.
Well, I really appreciate that, and I know that a lot of the makers that I work with as well attempt to be as super environmentally conscious and friendly as possible. And so, as you can see, guys, I've cut out my shape. I have my cardboard. I'm ready to go. And what I'm just going to do is find anything that I find appealing in a magazine. You could use scrap paper. I've used old tissue paper and wrapping paper and cards. And as we mentioned, I think we both got. Oh wait, did you
So
switch?
I went and snagged a Nat Geo.
Oh, see, yeah, that's gonna be way more interesting.
So I'm not getting this done right now. But if you want to steal some things from the Nat Geos, I grabbed a couple of those. One of my friends from National Geographic actually stopped by earlier today.
Way cooler, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you might be able to find some better pictures in there.
But you probably can't see it, but I incorporated a little VA and little hearts around Alexandria, just because I'm kind of crazy about that. So, you guys, what you do is super simple. Think about when you were in high school and making those collages, or at least that's what I was doing. Were you?
Not really.
No. Okay. Well,
I was playing lacrosse.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, that's not a common lacrosse side gig. No.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Well, anyway, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your glue stick, and this is accessible for even the youngest, and you're gonna throw it on there. Anything that you find, what I like to do is cut out through the magazine and kind of get a huge pile, and then apply it as I kind of shape it and decide like, oh, these colors look nice together, or this design, or this, like here's a cool little guy, and then I apply it. Afterwards, you guys, if you want it nice and shiny, so you can throw this in a frame. If you want, you need to hang it or whatever shape you're working with. You could put a one of those little claw hooks on the back. But I wanted to show you that I put this on top. It's a little bit of an upgrade from your typical Mod Podge, although you are welcome to use that as well. And this creates a little bit of that resin effect and a little more glossy, a little more 3D, and it's going to last a little bit longer. So that is the flyby instructions as we go, and just a sustainable way to kind of, what do we do with all these? And so as we wrap up, CJ, I just wanted to know, like, what are some of the big plans that you have coming up for yourself, for Del Rey? You mentioned Feast of Del Rey coming up, but what are some other events that we might see?
So we have been hard at work at figuring out with our partners we worked with prior to COVID in terms of actual in-person activities. And I'm happy to say that we have our first sip and paint night next Tuesday night on the 4th. That is with Creation Nation. And our friend Crystal worked with us at a previous restaurant with another company. She decided to go out on her own and start her own company. So with that, you know, you sign up. You look at our website, our events are there. It has the different paintings and crafts they do, as well as it comes with a drink with your ticket and everything like that. We're bringing trivia back, and then this is kind of news right now. Some folks I've talked with, we're in the process of planning and coming out with the details for our 2.5-year anniversary party. So we opened in January. January still was locked down and everything like that. So we decided to go ahead and postpone it for half a year. Summer solstice is like one of my favorite days of the year because it's the longest day of the year. So the weekend of summer solstice, June 17th through 19th, we'll be doing activities all week long. We're going to still do our virtual tastings we've been doing all winter. We're going to have an in-person Tiki Luau theme party. We'll be doing some charitable events during that as well. But you know, I feel like we're going to be able to finally bring people back out to see each other in person. Hopefully, everybody, you know, proper distancing if you are, and hopefully everybody's vaccinated by then, or most people are. But you know, we're looking forward to having a lot more stuff going on and being able to be in person with folks. Our events are all on our Facebook page. We try to publish those as often as possible and as early as possible. Look forward to having everybody out.
I really appreciate the fact that you do partner with other local small businesses and some of the makers and creatives that I work with as well. And so I just wanted to say thank you for creating a space where we can actually interact. And even though you might not think a restaurant is going to pair, like, why would they pair with an art company? But there are really a lot of creative opportunities there.
You should have seen the amount of folks that came out. We did pumpkin painting last fall here. And families are all cooped up in their homes and stuff like that. And, you know, they didn't want to mess up their homes. So we opened up our patio and we were buying pumpkins from Green Street and bringing them over here. We had all the paintings like that. And all the kids loved it. And you know, they would all come up and say thank you to us. And that alone is worth doing these things. Just seeing the families having a good time and, you know, making it a place where they can go to and have a great time.
That's awesome. That really is. You guys, I am so thankful for CJ for allowing us to be here. I'm going to let you know about 2 more things that Alexandria Makers Market has coming up. The first, everybody, make sure you are aware, Mother's Day is coming up very, very soon. And so we partnered with other local makers, as we have been doing throughout this year, to create these curated gift boxes. And so for Mother's Day, we have a special one. It has modern tally bag. It has a set of watermelon design earrings. Just pull them out. And then we've thought of everything. It also comes with a card from Artisan Matchmaker. So we've taken care of everything, and it's going to be beautifully gift wrapped and really kind of low maintenance. So, but you have to go and pre-order it, like right now. Go now. Today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day.
How much is that for?
That, I believe, is $40 for the whole set. And so it makes a lovely little gift, and you support local, which is always a win-win. And then the other event that I would like to talk to you about, just to put it on your calendar, June 27th is going to be a Pride event. We're calling it Growing Pride at the Garden, and that's in collaboration with the Garden and Building Momentum, which is over near the Van Doren Metro. And right now, you guys, if you consider yourself an ally or a member of the LGBTQ community, then I would love to connect with you if you're a maker, because that is who we are looking to highlight during that event. and you'll have a lot of activities for the family, for the kids, and for the whole community. It is going to be a little bit of a smaller event simply because of this pandemic. But we're really excited to bring that to you, and there's a lot of work already happening behind the scenes. So go and there's info on my website if you would like to participate as a maker. So you guys, that is going to wrap us up for this week's Make It Alexandria. We will be back next week with Lost Boy and Tristan Wright, who owns that. But please join us back here on Monday for Living on Music with Steve House. And for all the guests, you can go to the Zebra Facebook channel and find the ZTV live schedule, and make sure you hit I'm going or I'm interested so that you don't miss the reminders to log in at 7 and catch us all here. So CJ, I'm going to say thank you one more time. You guys.
Also, speaking of Lost Boy real quick, they have their Ciderita coming out for Cinco de Mayo, which I'm hoping to have that on draft here, but I know I saw Tristan was canning it earlier. So definitely,
amazing.
Yeah.
I love it when it all comes together. You guys, whenever possible, think small and shop local and make it Alexandria and go be the good news in somebody's life.